Live. Welcome to another cup of another Tuesday live jaw time with Realtor Jeet today. And before I introduce my special guest today, and I'm super excited to introduce you to her, I just want to take a moment of silence. We just had a funeral yesterday for one of my dearest cousins who was battling cancer for 8 years, and he was such an inspiration. Shakti Singh Bakar, this is for you, bro. Love you so much. And my prayers are with your wife and children and your family. I love you so much, brother. And wish that I didn't have to say this today, but I am. And we love you, bro. All right, so we're up here on Jaw Time Live with Realtor G, and I have such a special guest today who she's been such an impact on my life. I met her back in 2019, and such an impactful, inspirational leader, founder of Perfectly Blended Makeup, founder of Vivid Beauty Designs, Vivian Drago. She is one of my dearest friends. We've become best friends since, 2019. And Vivian, I'm just so super happy that you're here sharing your wisdom and impacting the audience that's going to be seeing this live today or later on the post live. And again, like I said, you're such an inspiration, a powerhouse woman who, the day I met you, you already know this story. The day I met you, I was like, wow, she's just so beautiful. And then the wisdom that came out from your mouth was just like, I love this woman. So thank you for coming to Jaw Time with Realtor Jeet today.
Well, thank you for having me. And firstly, my condolences
Thank
to
you.
you and your entire family, which I love. I love all the Jeets. But thank you so much. It's like, okay, I definitely have imposter syndrome because you're like powerhouse, the wisdom, and I'm like, okay, yes, beauty and brains, it's possible. I'm very though. I'm very humble. But thanks for having me. This is so much fun. I love getting on these any chance I get. I mean, it's actually only my second time being invited on a live, and I love it. It's just so nice. I feel like, you could just have a conversation and bring value to whoever's watching and the world. So thanks for having me. And wait, hold on.
My pleasure.
Cheers. And this is like the perfect time because right around this time is usually when I need my second cup of coffee. I didn't have you guys make me the best jaw or chai, however you want to say it. But I love having my morning coffee with this and my afternoon coffee. It just makes my heart smile. I love it. Thank you for this cup. I love it.
My pleasure. I'm glad you love it and you get to see my smile every morning. I am smiling and I'm so grateful for you every day. So I'm so happy that you get that reminder every day.
Yes, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. For many people have this cup with this beautiful face on it. It's such a great idea, though. I might steal that.
You can steal it. Go ahead. I love it. When I thought about it, I was like, wow, this is, everybody drinks out of. Everybody has a cup of something in the morning. And then 4:00. So my mom's from England. 4:00 is tea time. So jaw time is 4:00. Well, in our case, 3 right now.
Yeah.
And I'm humble because I don't think, just like you said, Viv, the purpose and the point of these lives is to give value to whoever is listening out there. And if we could impact one person's life today by the message that we're giving out, then we've accomplished that mission today.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's so funny because I was talking to my partner Gina. You know Gina, partnered with me.
I love her.
perfectly blended makeup, and she's like, "You're doing a live with her, Jeet? That's awesome." So she was like, "So, like, what are you guys gonna talk about?" Like, oh yeah, I'm like, I'm all things beauty. And, she's real estate, but that doesn't matter. Like, it's just about, having a conversation and wherever that leads us, and in the hopes that we will bring value to whoever's listening. So, but yeah, like, I am super excited to be on here with you. Thanks for having me.
It's my pleasure. And you definitely will bring value because, so for everybody watching out there, I'm going to reset because I forgot to mention this. If you have any comments or questions to ask Vivian, you can post it in the comments. I'll post it up here live and you can get those answered. If not, later on, you could post whatever and I'll show you how to reach out to Vivian as well. So Vivian is she's a business owner and she's located in Long Island with one of if not the best wedding bridal makeup companies on the island. So she's done what about 1,000 bridal makeups?
You lose count. But I would say since this is actually our 16th wedding season. So
Congratulations.
so 16 years. Yes, it's been a lot of fun. It's been a crazy ride, but it's an awesome experience. It's like one of the most important days of a couple's life.
Yeah.
Mainly the bride. Right? All about the bride. But yeah, it's really, really a lot of fun. And through the years, I partnered up with Gina in Gray, who I would love to have her on here one of these days with me.
Oh, most definitely.
She's another powerhouse, and I'm so happy to have her by my side. But yeah, now we have like a huge bridal team. We do hair and makeup, so it's really cool. I love it, and it's a lot of fun. Although I may not do as many weddings as I used to. Like 16, 10 years ago, even 5 years ago.
Mhm.
Um, will mainly now focus on the permanent makeup side, which is Vivid Beauty Design, and recently launched that company 2 years ago. So
And you've been doing that has I've been seeing your work and following it and you're such an inspiration on that, especially the microblading. And we'll talk about that a little later. And I love that you mentioned Gina. She absolutely is another powerhouse, and the work that she has been showcasing and sharing what she's been doing is just absolutely amazing.
yeah, she's evolved internally. And it's funny because although our journey really started, her and I, in the beauty world, we both evolved as women, internally and through personal development and all of that. So it's amazing to see the growth, even in you. Just knowing you a few years. That's what I love. It's when you feel you've arrived, and that's really when you stop growing. But if you're hungry for more and to make yourself better, it's actually funny. I just did a bridal trial, and my assistant Paige was taking some photos, and of course she's like, "This is like flawless. Oh my god, I love this makeup." And I was like, "Yeah, but this is still like, you know." And she's looking at me like, "No, this is great," And I'm like, "Well, what happens is you're always critiquing yourself, but that's like a form of growth, because whether you're, whatever industry you're in and whatever work you do, that's how you grow. You train yourself in a way. So in terms of the, myself, it's like every bridal look that I do, or every permanent makeup procedure that I do, it's like you're learning through it, especially since we're going to get into that later, but especially the permanent makeup, because they come back to see that, for us to see their healed work, and that's truly where you learn. Like, okay, where did I make mistakes?
Mhm.
Where could I have done better? And I think you can really utilize that formula in anything in life. It's like, what can I learn from this situation, and grow from it? And so watching Gina, I mean, I know we were just, that's how this led to this, but she's evolved so much, and not just in her, her skill of makeup, but just, as a person. And it's awesome to watch.
It is. It absolutely is. You just remind it. You're absolutely right. And it's something that Brian always mentions. Brian, you're Brian Jeffress is Vivian's other half, and
we just like to call him B Jeff.
he so Brian always says is to track your journey and look at yourself where you are in your journey, and that's what's important. Like if you're looking to the left and you're looking to the right and you're looking forward or backwards, it's like you forget where you are and what your purpose and what your journey is.
Right.
And that's
I totally agree. So, because most of the time when we're looking left and right, we're comparing ourselves, and we're comparing ourselves to other people, maybe in our industry or whatever it is that, you do for a living or what have you. And you compare yourself to what they have accomplished, but you don't know kind of the backstory of how they got there. And so sometimes, like, I don't know, I mean, I don't want to age myself, but I come from the era of, not these types of cameras where you just take a photo and it's here and you could edit it and you could, airdrop it and all this amazing stuff. Well, what we used to have was film, right? So
I have it over here.
so like film, yes, for all the young generation, like what are you talking about? Well, we used to develop photos in a dark room. And why am I saying this? So it's kind of like what we're saying. So like you might be looking left or right in terms of, wow, this person, I mean, I'm guilty. I'm guilty of that. And like you have to have that self-awareness and just, like that self-control of your mind and say, no, okay, I'm right on the right track. I'm working hard. I'm doing, but we do fall guilty of that, of comparing ourselves to how far the other person is and comparing ourselves. But you have to understand is looking back and saying, okay, I'm developing, I'm working on my skill or whatever it is that you're doing, right? So, but I equate that to those old way of developing photos, because it's in that dark room by itself in that development stage. And so it could be you in like by yourself in whatever journey you're in, just working towards that dream and that goal. And you don't realize that it's like little tiny process of development that little by little this dark photo comes into the light. But it's like through that time it's developing, it's in that dark room. So sometimes you have to kind of like look back and say, you know what, look at all these changes. Maybe I'm not exactly where that person is right now, but you also don't know how long they've been on their journey. So you have to like look back and reflect and say, well, where was I a month ago, 2 months ago, a year ago? And if you've progressed, even if it's a little bit, and if it's not like, maybe you're like, oh, I'm not making the income I want yet, but have you grown in other ways? That's important to take notice on. So it's like that. You're in that dark room, but you're developing into this beautiful photo eventually. But it's not relevant now, obviously, when we have these. Perfect.
That's actually, I'm so happy that you brought that up, because I love photography, and I took a class for developing photos when I was in high school, so it was way back then. And so to be in that dark room and to actually go through the process step by step by step, put in that piece of paper that was just a blank piece of paper from from a film onto this new shiny glossy or matte paper into this vibrant colored picture, or black and white picture, but this
Right.
beautiful picture. is just the process of it is beautiful, and that's really what your journey can look like if you stop to think about it that way. So that was just so beautiful, Vivian. Thank you for mentioning
Of course. And you know what? It is a journey. You know,
that.
we're so quick to think that it's like, I can't wait to get there. It's
Hmm.
like that destination, right? But you can't. It's like an ongoing journey. And you just have to, you know, and it's easy to say it than to obviously do it. But it is, it's like having that self awareness. And I'm a huge person of like waking up early, speaking my affirmations. I mean, I don't want to show you my messy office, but like, you know, there's my board with like all my affirmations, and I stick like new post-its on that little cork board. And, you know, it's like you have to really do the work daily to be able to have that mental toughness against your own um, negative words, that doubt, that all that stuff. So it does take work and consistency, but you know, I like the 80-20 rule. You know, 80% of the time I'll make the right choices and do the right thing, and 20% of the time I can slack off a little bit. So,
I love I love that.
yeah.
It's yeah, you're programming yourself to what you want to be into, where you want to be into the future. And talking about journeys, I would love for you to share, Vivian, your journey from perfectly blended makeup into Vivid Beauty Designs and what you're doing now with it. And I know you're doing some really exciting stuff and where it's evolved to. I'm just so super happy,
Yeah.
proud, and excited to be watching you go through this. I get inspired by you every day when I see
Aw,
you.
thank you so much. And you know what? It's so humbling because I get that quite often. And, you know, you don't realize that people are watching you, you know? And personally, like my temperament, I really don't like to be watched. It's like, what? Like, no, just everybody stop, stop. It's like, I don't want to be seen. I'm not like, I don't want to be out there in the world. Although I am like a personable person and I could engage in all that, and I'm not shy, but I'm also like, okay, you know.
Yeah,
Um, but
you're absolutely wonderful.
but you do have to know that people do watch you. So it is very humbling because I get that often. It's like, and I feel like all I'm really doing is just pursuing my passion and what makes me happy. But in the midst of that, people are seeing that, wow, like you're so driven. I get that a lot. Like, you're so driven. I see you're always showing up for your business, or, you know, you make it look like it's so much fun, or, you know, and I'm like, oh God, no. It's like, yeah, I quit my 9 to 5 job to work 24/7. You know, like, what did I do? But, and I'll get into that a little bit because I think you asked like how the journey like progressed. Um but it is inspiring to hear you say that, because I do get that quite often. And it's just, all I'm doing is just wanting to be the best me, but also the happiest me, and most authentic. And it's just pursuing my passion. And but I can inspire people to maybe find their passion, or just find that drive, or relight that fire that maybe, you know, kind of dwindle in whatever it is that they're doing on their journey or in their life. So I'm so like grateful that I was able to figure out what I'm passionate about, and to perform what I'm performing is not like changing the world, right? I'm, you know, applying makeup on women, and now, you know, got into the permanent makeup. And in the near future, I'd love to get into, you know, the medical tattooing, where you really truly could help someone's inner, really, really deep inner confidence. Um, but it's to me, like I said, it's just makeup, right? It's not brain surgery, but it's how you present yourself to the world, and the authenticity. And I think like my drive, I think that's what really inspires people, from what I've gotten the feedback on. And hearing you say that, I really appreciate that. And I think like my a quick message for anyone that's listening is, whatever it is that you do, that's what you really want to, you want to present your best self to the world, because people are looking up to you, even if you don't believe that they are. Because, like mentioned before, when you first introduced me, I'm like, oh my God, I definitely have imposter syndrome because I I sometimes don't feel like what people say. I'm like, really? Like, okay, I guess, but it's that imposter syndrome where you don't believe like what you are in a sense, right? So I think that's really the best kind of advice in this particular kind of topic that we're on is to just, whatever it is that you do in your journey, like do it the best. Do it, have that drive because other people are being inspired by you, no matter what that is, and they're looking up to you, whether it's a coworker, whether it's, your children or a best friend, a sister, a brother, whatever, and I am inspired by so many people, individuals, family members, friends like yourself, you and your husband, you talking about a powerhouse, you are fearless to me. Like, the fact that you do this, like, this is like out of my comfort zone. So I'm like, I really, and as a business owner, I know like I have to, like, I got to do lives, I got to do this, I got to, so make yourself relevant. And you are such an inspiration to me and what you're accomplishing in your business and in your life as an entrepreneur, but also as a mother and a wife. Like, yeah, I am woman, hear me roar. That's what I see when I see you. And you're like this little cute petite thing, but you're fearless. So come on now. Um, but yeah. So, to answer your question in regards to the journey of how we transitioned from perfectly blended makeup and now vivid beauty design, which is a completely different aspect. And so, like, really quick, a quick background. I am first generation American. My parents immigrated here from Greece, and of course they came for the American dream, right? And my parents always said, you got to go to college, this is the opportunity, that's why we sacrificed to be in this country, and all that great stuff. And I did some college, really to appease my parents. And then I was like, okay, this is not for me. And I got a corporate job. I was in corporate America for a very long time, up until I was a young adult. And at the age of, I would say like 27, I was a six-figure earner, climbing up the corporate ladder, had my own apartment, bought myself a nice convertible, and I was like living the life. A year after that, like at 28, 29, I was like, I want to quit my job. I was like, I am not going to be in this corporate world, and I'm not knocking it, like it's great. I feel like it was a stepping stone. I learned a lot. And but it wasn't just for me. And watching my parents, immigrate here and become business owners, that's what I wanted to do.
Yep.
So you could imagine the phone call at 28 years old, and I called up my mom. I said, Mom, I'm quitting my job. Meanwhile, like I said, I was doing very well. I had great benefits, all of that. She's like, wait, why? And I was like, I'm going to beauty school. And she was like, well, what? No, don't do it, all that stuff. I mean, if you ask her now, she's like super duper proud of me. And she's like, you made the right decision. This is where you belong, So, so I then at the age of 30 is when I actually launched, so you're never too old. When people are like, oh my God, I'm 30. I'm like, I wish I was 30 again. But yeah, so at the age of 30, I launched a bridal company. I was just freelancing, driving to people's homes and all that stuff, which, we still drive to people's venues now and their wedding. We do have a couple little studio locations where brides can also come to us. But and then in 2016 is when permanent makeup really became a lot more popular. And it's not even that it became popular. I think it evolved. And I don't know if you really kind of understand like the old school tattooing, especially the eyebrow area, where it was just like a Sharpie pencil, and it did not look natural at all. So it really has evolved since then. But the reason why I got so passionate about it, I would have to say, like every single one of my makeup clients would sit in my chair, and there was always some type of insecurity with their eyebrows or their lips or something. Where it was like, I need my lipstick on. I can't. I hate the color of my lips, or I have very thinning eyebrows. And then it was even more so people that have. I've worked with people that have had or have alopecia and have gone through chemo and luckily have survived and beat the cancer, but then they're left with a poor hair follicles in their eyebrows. And another a big aspect is also, which I will be adding to my services, is scalp micropigmentation, which is really can change like lives of men and women. And that's more for like thinning hair, and you actually pigmentate the scalp to make it look like hair. It's incredible. So I really just, it was like, as soon as I just put makeup on them, it changed their whole demeanor of how they presented themselves to the world. And I said, wow, this like I said, I'm not saving lives, like I'm not like a surgeon or anything, but I truly believe it really brings confidence in a very deep way, because those types of insecurities can really kind of what's the word, like haunt you in a way where that's all you think about. Like, yeah, because we present ourselves like our outer self is what people see. And unfortunately, most of the time, we shouldn't do this, but people judge you for this part first and then allow you in to get to know you. But I mean, it shouldn't be that way, but that's the way life is. They size you up. People size you up, so if you have that insecurity, you're like, always thinking about whatever it is that people are seeing. I'll give you a quick story. I have a dear client, and she's incredible. She's been coming to me since I first started permanent makeup. And when she came to my studio, she cried because when she was younger, she went through a windshield, had a car accident, and she had a lot of plastic surgery in this area. And she whipped out of her pocket an eyebrow pencil and said, "This is what I live with every single day in my pocket. I don't leave home without it," because the one eyebrow was so much higher from all the surgery and everything. So she had to like literally spend like an hour a day trying to make it even. And like, nobody wants to live that way. So um she's been coming to me now ever since then. Every year we give her a little color boost to her brows, and it's life changing. So um eventually I'm actually going to be taking some courses for people that have had mastectomies and areola tattoos and different things. I mean, when I do lip blushing, and yeah, the majority of my clients just want to enhance their beauty, and I feel like permanent makeup is just, in my opinion, it's like we just want to wake up effortless. Like, I want to wake up, I don't want to do my lashes, I don't want to put my brows in, I don't even want to do my hair, I just want my extensions, right? I mean, this is the world we live in. We have to be real. Let's normalize this now, everybody. But sure, we want that effortless beauty. We don't. We are women of, we're entrepreneurs. We're workers. We are moms. All of the above.
And you have the solution.
And so we have no time. We just don't want to spend 2 hours doing our face. It's like,
we can.
my brows are done, everything, lips are already permanent. Great, awesome.
Speaking of woman, Sylvia McDaniel says, "I'm a woman. Hear me raw."
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what it is. You have, I know a lot of people who, I have a lot of hair on my eyebrows.
You're black. We actually don't like you. No, I'm just kidding. Us women that we have, permanent makeup, mine is permanent makeup. So,
it doesn't look like it looks perfect.
That's the beauty of it. It's
London.
natural.
It is. And no, you're right. There's so many people who don't have this. And I have I know a lot of people who,
yeah,
and like, I don't want to do this anymore.
It's like having this beautiful photo, and then it's not in a frame. But then when you put it in a frame, it's like it pops.
Yeah.
I feel like our brows that's where we express. It's our expression. It's I feel like if I don't have brows, I don't have a face. It just,
Yeah.
it's like a blank, so it's an important thing. And I think there is a huge emphasis on brows. I don't know what it is. Like these past couple of years, it's all about that.
Exactly what you said. It frames your face,
Right.
basically. It's
Yeah.
been such a huge, like I know for Indian people, it's a huge thing, and it's got to. You have to have that perfect arch, and it's so
Yeah.
nice. But it's what frames your face and your expression and all of that good stuff. But I know you didn't have enough time today, so we're gonna do another one, especially with Gina when you do have more time. If we could quickly share how we can reach out to you if they want
Sure.
to learn through you also have an academy, so we can talk about that at some other point.
Yes, yes. I mean, well, I'd love to do another one. But yeah, so, and I also have a little studio space in Rhode Island, which I know, Long Island, Rhode Island. How did that? I used
You're an island girl.
Yeah, it's actually where I met my hubby. So, and we visit there all the time. We have friends and stuff there, but I used to live there many, many years ago for several years. So, I had a bunch of clients that I knew, that some were friends, some were referrals, that were literally driving all the way from there to Long Island. And so, a friend of mine who's a real estate broker and developer found this cute spot that I share with a nurse practitioner, and she does, she does aesthetics, like medical aesthetics and stuff like that, like Botox. And I visit that studio like bi-monthly and service my clients there, which is cool. But yes, how to reach out. So my studio's in Holbrook, and vividbeautydesign.com is my website. And you can link through there. There's my social media, Facebook, all that good stuff, booking site. But yes, Academy is on its way this September. Also, amazing new products. Vividbeautydesign.com.
Oh, sorry.
And yeah, so amazing products are coming out. We're in development of that. And of course, we really just want to create not just, to make women confident, but there is such a big, um, there's a lot of permanent makeup artists out there. And I feel like there's not a lot of ongoing education. So that's really like what I'm also aiming for, is to really help the artist who's in their studio struggling. It's like, oh, I need another class, or I need. So we're going to be creating some ongoing education platforms as well in the very, very near future. So, so yeah, I am excited, and yeah, we could even like do another one where we're maybe getting into more of that, like what it is and what permanent makeup is and all that stuff. Because I know a lot of people always have questions.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think so. Because one, Vivian is local here, so one of the things that I wanted to start actually with my YouTube channel, which actually branched out to something really beautiful. I love what it's becoming now, and to also highlight business owners locally that are in Suffolk County. And so we're from Suffolk County, New York. We're Eastern Long Island, and Vivian is doing such an amazing job in her business, serving her clients to she she is such a go giver in a sense of the way that she gives love, care, service to her clients. You will definitely appreciate that you got more in value than she took in payment. So she is somebody that you would really benefit from reaching out to or knowing. And again, her website is vividbeautydesign.com. You can reach her there. We're gonna do another one again, so we can.
Yes, we're gonna have Gina on here too.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Yeah, the three of us.
Because
And this us together.
she is co-owner of Perfectly Blended Makeup, so she
Great.
has every right to be on one of these with us. Yay! I can't
Of
wait.
course. Yes. And I love to close out with my special guest being the closeout person. And what is the message that you would love to give to the audience that's watching out here. And I want to thank everybody who's watched today as well and continue to support Jaw Time with Realtor.
Yeah, I think, what I said before really could stand as my message is, like Harjeet said, she's like, you're such an inspiration. And all really I am doing is just really pursuing my passion and what makes me happy. And if that can just inspire someone and my drive in what I do, inspire someone to relight that fire in whatever you're doing in your journey, I think that is the best thing that all of us really can do, is to really just, when you are your most authentic self and your happiest, you project that out into the world. So it's really about digging deep and finding out what makes you you and what makes you happy. And me, like, it's funny because Brian always says, he's like, I don't know what I'm passionate about. I'm like, maybe you don't need to have a passion, but what if, so it's like, it's about being happy, and when you project that into the world, I think you're projecting your best self. That's going to inspire others. So
Love that. I absolutely love it. Thank you so much, Vivian, for today.
yeah, no, thanks for having me. I'm like, what? I'm not special. Like, why am I
You
here?
are. You are so special. You're special to me. You're special to my family.
You guys are special. Oh, wait. So, first of all, talking about your family, you guys, the go-givers, and just givers. Like when Brian and I were sick with COVID last year, every single day you would come and leave chai on our doorstep and food and I'm like, every day. Like, you guys are amazing. We appreciate your friendship so much. You're like family to us.
You are. You're family to us. Amrinder loves you. She doesn't know I'm on a call with you. Otherwise, she would have been banging the door.
You're the best.
And you've just been, you continue to be an inspiration. And yes, you are very, very, very special.
You're special.
Have I said very special? Thank you again for joining. I'm going to just have you wait for a minute and say bye, everyone. Thank you again for watching. And we're going to bring Vivian back again.
We'll see you again.